PF Chang's lettuce wrap dupe recipe, 6 times more food for half the price. Here's my dupe recipe. An appetizer portion of lettuce wraps at PF Chang's is $14.29. So if you're super into math, stay to the end of the video because I'm going to show you the complete breakdown. We're going to start with the recipe first. I also have a bonus recipe with this chicken at the end of the video. In the caption of this video, I'm going to give you the exact dupe recipe, how you can make this at home. When you're watching me make this, I do sub out a couple of ingredients for lower sodium and lower carbs, so I will have those variations in the recipe as well. These are my Fab Five do or die Asian recipe ingredients I keep in my kitchen at all times: garlic, ginger, coconut aminos, rice vinegar, and the oh so heavenly sesame oil. For the crunch in the chicken, instead of using water chestnuts, I personally use carrots because they are 3 times less the amount of carbs than water chestnuts. I want to go ahead and infuse some Asian flavor into my carrot. So using my Fab Five, I drizzle on sesame oil, and then a couple splashes of the rice vinegar, a generous amount of the coconut amino. You can also use soy sauce. Then I add in about a teaspoon of ginger and garlic. You can always adjust this to your personal taste. Roast in the oven at 375 until fork tender. Brown 1 pound of ground chicken. Take your Fab Five and repeat exactly what you did with the carrot. Let this simmer over medium heat so the flavors have a good chance to really permeate. You can toss some sesame seeds in at this point as well. While your chicken is simmering and your carrots are roasting, go ahead and prepare your Bib lettuce by just rinsing it lightly and patting it dry. Once the carrots are fork tender, I chop those up. I add them to my chicken mixture, and then I start to assemble my wraps. And so I like a little bit of extra crunch in addition to the carrots. So I'm using these balsamic beet strips. You could add sesame sticks, you could add wonton strips, just whatever you like. Get creative. I like to serve this with air-fried, crispy zucchini fries. That thumbnail right there is where you find that recipe. So ready for your bonus recipe? Here it is. Using the same ground chicken base, we're going to add about a half a head of cabbage. We're making deconstructed egg rolls. So once you add the cabbage and stir that in, you're going to cover and let this simmer. Then I like to add in the Asian carrots I showed you how to make. And basically you just cook the cabbage until it's the tenderness that you want. This is absolutely delicious. For even more flavor, you actually can make this with pork. So you would do the exact same instructions I gave you for the chicken, just sub out pork. And now for the cost breakdown. These prices are from Walmart, and this is the exact price for the portion. Remember, I'm going to give you also in the next screen the breakdown if you make it exactly like PF Chang's makes it. I've got that dupe recipe. Depending on which platform you're watching this on, the recipes are going to be either in the caption or the comments. A couple of things to note. I did break out the cost if you use soy sauce, which I didn't. And so I show you how much more it would be if you actually use coconut aminos. And then also they use like that crispy rice noodle garnish. So at the very bottom, I added how much that would be if you use that as a garnish for this dish. Coconut aminos versus soy sauce. This is why I use coconut aminos. It's lower in sodium. It's gluten-free. This is good if you have like a paleo or a whole food style diet. It has a lower glycemic load. It's rich in amino acids and nutrients. Do note it is a little sweeter in taste and a higher cost, but for my family and our dietary needs, this is absolutely why we use coconut aminos versus soy sauce. This is the cost breakdown if you make the dupe recipe exactly the way that PF Chang's makes it. I did put in a couple variations. It calls for using an entire onion, like a medium onion, which is $1.50. So I did a cheaper substitute in the recipe of using a tablespoon of onion powder because that's only 38 cents, but I did show you the cost comparison versus using one or the other. Final math. Using my dupe recipe with the soy sauce, the final cost for your meal will be $8.35 versus if you got this appetizer plate at PF Chang's for $17.15. That's including a 20% tip. And instead of an appetizer, guys, at home, you're going to have 6.5 times more food for the $8.35. If you made it to the end of this video, you're an absolute rock star. Thank you for being here. Please engage with this post. Please save it and share it and all that fun stuff. And stay tuned and follow me for more of these at-home dupes for less money.